Today marks International Literacy Day. Statistics South Africa's Gender Series volume for 2009 to 2018 states that educational attainment is often considered a proxy for assessing the skills and potential productivity of a country's labour force or working age population. Although there is increased access to early childhood development centres, the access to quality learning materials as well as a lack of mother tongue education impact poorer communities, which has ramifications for the country's economy and labour force down the line. I'm joined by Vanessa Francis, the Country Office Director for Room to Read. Thank you very much, Vanessa, for joining us. Now, what is International Literacy Day all about?
Thank you very much and good afternoon to your listeners. International Literacy Day was established in 1967 by UNESCO. It's meant to celebrate literacy and to remind us that literacy is a human right and the foundation of all learning. We have a theme for each year, and for 2021, the theme is Literacy for a Human-Centered Recovery, Narrowing the Digital Divide.
Now, Vanessa, when you look at South Africa specifically, what is the level of literacy in our country right now?
Well, I think the general public is quite aware that our primary school learners are really struggling to read. The latest statistic international studies show that our grade 4 learners, most of them cannot read for meaning in any language. And since the advent of COVID, we've had 7.5 million children out of school on and off. The department has done a lot to try to rectify that, but it's going to be a challenge actually. For many of our learners, they won't catch up with the months of learning that they've lost.
A very tricky situation that is indeed. Why is it so important to have a literate and numerate nation?
Well, literacy and numeracy is the foundation of all learning. Besides those foundational skills, it is a matter of human dignity. In the kinds of societies we live in, people are expected to be able to read and write. Developing those foundational skills then leads to more literate and sustainable societies. And what basic literacy skills does is to equip individuals to transform their lives by improving their overall standard of living, and in turn improve the standard of living for whole communities.
Now, Vanessa,
thus contributing to the development of their country.
Understood. Now, Vanessa, I understand that some of your work involves going out into the rural areas. What are you finding there, and what sort of solutions and interventions are you doing there?
So, yes, we do work in schools in rural areas, and the interventions we offer are to set up primary school libraries at schools, pretty much like you see in my background. And we also train teachers to teach in the mother tongue. In Limpopo, we're working in Sepedi, and in KwaZulu-Natal, we work in isiZulu. We find that teachers and children are very eager to learn appropriate and effective methods of teaching African languages. As much as I said earlier that the children are struggling to read for meaning, it doesn't mean they're not interested. I've often found visiting schools, lots of children visiting the library, and even after school they'll stay on to borrow books. The kind of intervention that's most successful is one that is in the mother tongue, where you provide enough high quality books at the appropriate level for children. You also provide proper methods of teaching African languages. It's very, very different to teaching English.
Vanessa, we're going to leave it there. Wanted to talk to you more, but we don't have enough time. Thank you very much for this excellent work that you and your organization are doing. That is Vanessa Francis. She's the Country Office Director for Room to Read.